a time, come hang with the hippie, come enjoy the good vibe. Smoke up in the green room, smoke your worries away. In the green room, we'll stay in the green room. If you wanna get high, and you got the time, come hang with the hippie, come enjoy the good vibe. Smoke up in the green room, smoke your worries away. In the green room, we'll stay. In the green room.
This production is brought to you by DHBN, WTHC Radio, and Stoner Records.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome into another episode of The Green Room. And we have some special guests. Hi, Skunky. How are you, buddy? We have some special guests here today. How do you say it, Jeff? Is it Havard? Havard?
It's Havard. You got it right.
Havard. Did you see my shirt the other day?
I did.
Was that cool? I made a shirt, and I made the big guy over here wearing a shirt that said Havard Labs on.
Oh, yeah.
I love to
that
shout
was
out my friends that are coming on the show any way I can, So anyway,
Oh, yeah.
Jeff and Mo from Havard Labs, right? That's how you say it, Havard Labs in Oklahoma. You've been a guest of ours prior to this with Summer. You came on with Summer with Patients for Safe Access. Let me catch up over here on the chat. Welcome in, everybody. Good evening. Thank you so much. Ronnie, welcome in. T-Bro, Fraggle Rock, Martinez, one love, buddy. We got to get you back on, Martinez. And I need to something as well. All right.
Nice.
Blessed, yes. Much love, Martinez. We love you, buddy. All right. So
Absolutely.
you guys hit me up and you said you had some stuff you wanted to tell us. So I'm interested to figure it all out. Tell us all about yourselves, first of all, and then what you got going on and what you want to tell us about.
Sure. So, so my name is Jeff Havard. I'm the lab manager and owner of Havard Industries. We're a transparent and live streaming testing lab located in Oklahoma. And we're just trying to spread this message of transparency to try to help build trust in lab testing results, which I know is in kind of short supply.
Yeah, I've heard.
That's kind of my intro. I'll hand it over to Mo.
Mo, take over.
Hi, my name is Mo Mirambeigui. I've been working with Jeff for like a long time. Just full disclosure, Jeff's my brother-in-law. We've worked in environmental engineering before and some other things that we work together. Jeff's just a really good chemist. Asked me to be a part of his lab, and from there we've constantly been in this debate about being transparent and showing how the protocols work, how all the math and science works in order to build trust. That way, to kind of get out some of the nefariousness and to try to build trust across the community, and hopefully other labs will join in rather than seeing us as a competitor.
Right. Instead of being afraid of you, hopefully they will see the positive outcomes, I would think, hopefully this is all going to be great for everybody. I love the idea. I seen the machine. I seen a picture of it, I think, right? Is that one of the machines that you can actually watch the stuff going down, right? The testing?
Yeah, so we have we have 4 different cameras set up throughout the lab that kind of highlight the main areas. One is the main one that's usually up is the prep area where we're preparing samples. And then I also work from a computer on the other side. Ransom's usually prepping samples. You can watch them prep on the other side. And then it shows some of the equipment we use for testing. So like when we're in there setting up and testing things or doing maintenance, like you're able to see all of that. And
so is there like a page that people can go to and just sit, like if I wanted to watch the bald eagles, there's a page that I can go to. Now I can go to Havard Labs and watch the testing going on 24 hours a day.
Yeah, so with the hours that we do work, like we have the live stream up, including the weekends where we usually do maintenance and other things. And then, we have an AMA or an Ask Me Anything chat that's always connected to that. So like as we're working, if you have questions, you want to know what we're doing, you want to see what we're testing, any questions whatsoever, we are highly encouraging people to ask.
I'm going to be there every day annoying the shit out of you.
You can't do that with a bald eagle, can you?
I can't talk to the bald eagles. I'm tired of them. They're boring the hell out of me. I'm coming.
Right.
Yeah, please pester us.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get some responses finally.
Where do you go to watch that at?
Sure. So it's located, or it's on Twitch. So it's twitch.tv / Havard Labs. And
Wish I would have got that beforehand. I would have put it. Can somebody put that in the chat for me? I don't have enough hands.
I love the Muppets, man. I love it.
Hey, don't call us Muppets. We take offense to that.
No, my fault.
They didn't let us.
My apologies.
They didn't let us on Sesame
What?
Street.
What was the end of it? I didn't hear it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say it again, Jeff.
Sure. It's twitch.tv / Havard Labs.
All right. So it's not too hard.
There you have it.
Twitch.tv / Havard Labs. Havard Lab.
Yep. You got it.
Try to remember that. But this is a long show. So keep testing me every once in a while.
All right. Yep.
Okay.
So I love the idea. I love the transparency. I want to know more. So you're testing from everybody. Sorry, my headset was falling off. So when people send it, you're getting it from like all areas. Good morning. Welcome in. I'm sorry.
So yeah. So we're getting all sorts of different products, like concentrates, flowers, edibles, all sorts of things. And so the main camera is set up in the prep area, so you can watch the sample come in when it's like before anything's been done to it, and then you get to watch it being separated into like different preparations for different types of testing. So it's not one machine that runs all the tests. It's quite a bit of different pieces of equipment and different types of ways to prepare the sample. And you get to see it all kind of being broken up and homogenized and then sent to those different pieces of equipment.
Is this guy talking to me?
Well, one of the things that's really cool is that all the cameras.
I'm talking about the person in the chat here. I don't know who they're talking to, but
Okay.
Anyway, let's keep going. I'm sorry.
So one thing I was saying is that all the cameras are also mobile, so they're attached to the battery, so we can move those cameras around if people have any questions of like controls or anything like that. That's kind of where we're actually kind of encouraging the state to also audit us on the live stream. So really it can create accountability rather than the state choosing to subjectively use whatever rules on certain individuals. As long as it's uniform and they're applying those same rules across all the labs and all the processors and all the growers, then it seems valid. So we're trying to kind of encourage also the state in order to build trust to audit us on the live stream. That way everyone can see like what is the assurances, what is the call to public safety, and what are the protocols and what are the procedures that are deemed appropriate.
Right. I love the fact that you're transparent. I tell us some of the things that are going wrong in the industry that you're coming across. That's what I'm more, because I'm all about safe medicine. I feel like our medicine needs to be safe, and I go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, whoever, Jeff. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. So, that's something that we are seeing a lot. The more conversations that we have with like lab managers in other states, and the more people that we network with outside of Oklahoma, we're seeing a lot of the same issues, such as, one thing is like the potency inflation, like the THC inflation, where like there's an economic benefit for that to happen, but like if you're only getting like 2/3 of the product that is stated on the label, I mean that's not cool. But when you're talking about safety, there's incentive for labs to underreport like microbial failures, like there might be too much mold and yeast, or there could be like E. coli or salmonella on the sample that may end up not getting reported. There could be pesticides in those samples, and the pesticides is actually quite a bit larger of a topic, but we can go into that in a minute if you want.
Yeah, sure. Man, I got so many questions. Skunky, go ahead. I got. my head straight here. Because I have so many things I want to ask you. Go ahead, Skunk. I'm sorry.
Why do you suppose the results are so different between labs?
So, kind of what I'm getting at here is that because there's incentive to have potency inflation and underinflation, or like underreporting of those safety test failures. Some of these, I'm not exactly sure how people go about coming up with all of these other numbers, but truthfully, the results really shouldn't be that different. And those are the things that we're putting up on like social media. Like we show that for us doing multiple preparations of like testing potency multiple times, we only have a 0.7% difference. Or if we're testing terpenes, it's like 0.05% difference. And that should be easy for any lab to achieve, not just ours. But when you're starting to see these wild swings of like 15, 20, 30% of a difference, those are usually because those numbers are being manipulated. And so we're trying to show people that that's not really the case, and that other labs could do this. And in fact, other labs can come in and watch us prep samples and ask us questions too. Like we're trying to encourage everybody to do that.
All right, I'm catching myself here. I'm back. All right, I got a couple questions real quick. How many labs are there in Oklahoma? I mean, is there a lot? I mean, and do you communicate with most of those labs in your general vicinity? Like, do you guys talk back and forth, or is it more of a love-hate relationship?
Yeah, it's probably the latter. We definitely do try to talk to other labs, but there's
over there.
Huh?
Look at Skunky. He's having issues with his joint.
Okay, Ryan. All right.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
You're all good. You're all good. Smoke break. Yeah.
Hey, Trippy, how are you? Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Sorry.
Wow, I lost my train of thought. That was a big joint.
Our relationship with
Me and you both.
I was saying about. Oh no, I lost it now too.
Our relationship with other labs.
Yeah, other labs, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to speak to that, Mo, you're welcome to.
I think there are we've had feedback because certain labs will lobby for certain rules, and then we've typically been an outsider. There was a point where there was a lab group, and we were on Discord, and everyone was kind of discussing their views. We seemed to be an outlier, not that we were wanting to be. Jeff had his justifications on the logic of why we didn't agree with certain things that we thought were more power moves than actually for patient safety. And then moving forward, we've had some communications with other laboratories on, detecting certain analytes. There is one other lab that's reached out to us that we are helping getting there because they want to be honest and they want to be truthful. A person, one of our friends ended up buying this laboratory about 1.5 years ago. Then she realized what she kind of inherited, and she wants to be on the straight and narrow and do everything the right way. So she's asked us for help. So we're willing to help. So we're willing to do it free of charge as long as people are willing to be honest.
And then that brings me to, and I don't like to name drop, but there's a celebrity that does a podcast over here. Her name is Summer Parker. She is, I don't know if you know, but she's for podcast of the year this year. But that being said, she was talking the other day on one of her shows. I don't remember the show, but she mentioned something about getting bags of ground up flour. And this is not off subject, but kind of. But and then the potency saying 20 some odd %, and how that's not right. That can't be right because it's ground. So that, can you explain that? Like, I'm thinking that they're taking the number is what I heard during her show. I'm not allowed to talk. I'm backstage, so I just have to listen. But
sure. Yeah, we see that quite a bit. As I said, there's economic incentive to have those THC numbers as high as possible because, like, growers and processors can sell their products for more if it has a higher potency. But we find oftentimes that that those numbers are just overall inaccurate. Like, I know some of those samples that you were mentioning, the package said it was a sugar leaf, but the test results we think might have been from the flower instead. Yeah.
I was looking at one of my flowers after I saw that, and I had a package of ground flour here that you can get an ounce of ground flour for a pretty good price at the dispensary, medical dispensary. But it was at 22 or 23%. And then I'm thinking back to watching Summer's show, and I'm like, oh, that's probably really about 10% then, right? Because that's what we were discussing.
Yeah. So I would say that we would typically see inflation of about like 30 to 50% on the potency, but it just kind of varies depending on the sample that we're looking at or what the product is.
How do you fix that, Jeff or Mo? How do you fix this? Because I mean, if there's only going to be 2 real labs that are willing to do the shit properly, how do we fix it? You know, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of labs, and I'm just saying, I know you guys are being transparent, and this other company who just reached out to you and you're trying to help is going to be transparent, but we need them all to be transparent. It's important. This shit's important. This is what Summer Show is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've reached out to other labs. We've asked them. We've even asked our state lab to be transparent. And as far as the other labs that we've talked to so far, everybody's like, yeah, transparency sounds like a great idea, but we're just not ready to do it. So, and we think that it's absolutely essential.
That has to be it.
It's cheap. It's cheap to live stream.
Right. To put it, just to be live streaming, right? It's cheap. We're not asking you to do anything more than just live stream and show us that you're doing the shit right, and you're showing us that the shit is clean and healthy and not, and excuse my language.
No, keep going.
Yeah, you're good.
Preach, brother.
Preach, right? I'm tired of it. I go to my dispensary, and I'm not going to name any names, but they might be watching because I have a few friends there. And I'm tired of it. I go in there, and the other day I bought a bag from July. We can't even look at the shit in our dispensaries. It comes in a bag, no window, no nothing. We're not even like, if they put it on the counter and I go to try to touch it, they're like, whoa.
That's what y'all voted for.
Well, I didn't vote for this. I don't think I was here when they made the state when they did that, but anyway, I'm just tired of going in, and then when I touch that bud, it turns to keef before I even get it into a joint. It's keef. It's dried up shit. And I'm tired of that. And I'm tired of paying expensive prices. And then I'm talking 3 or 4 years ago, I did a show with a guy, Dr. High, and we were finding false numbers on weed back then. He was like, this is not a strain. He knows more than I did. He was like, this is not a strain for that would ever have a number this high. It's not made to be this high. That's a fake number right there. It was like, that's an inflated number.
Yeah, the genetics aren't built for it.
Started on recreation because I used to be a fan of the idea of recreation, but they can't even get the medical correct, right? I mean, how are they going to get the medical correct? How are you going to do recreation if you can't even get medical correct? And I've been in here 6-7 years now. They've been trying to get recreation in Pennsylvania. I'm to the point I don't even want it. Let's focus on getting the medicine right here first, and then we'll worry about the others. Or give them the right to grow. Anybody who wants the recreation, grow your own. If you want to put pesticides in it, go for it. Don't give it to me. I don't want it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm going to get off my soapbox.
No, you're great.
Yeah, like I think you're expressing the frustration a lot of people have. The analogy I usually give here is like, if you're going in and you're trying to buy like a whole car and you're given half a car, like you're kind of getting cheated out of the product that you paid for. Like, and that in itself is bad, right? And like, I don't know anybody that would appreciate it, but
also if that car had emissions that were gassing you at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, it'll get you from point A to point B, but at the same time, you're gonna need some tolerance for poison at the same time.
Moldy wheat, it's so ridiculous. But I want to, we got to take a step back. I don't know if you guys are educated, so you probably don't smoke weed. I know you guys, but me and Skunky, when we were kids, we used to smoke a lot of weed, and we didn't have no testing. We didn't give a shit. Why do we care now?
I still don't.
See, he still doesn't. He still doesn't care if it comes with mold. I kind of care now because it's medicine. And so that's made me feel like I have to represent it appropriately because it's my medicine. It helps me every day. And if I'm going to use this as medicine, then I need to represent it appropriately.
I'm a patient as well. So for me, ever since getting into this industry, I would have been the person that would have argued, 80% of scientists or 90% of scientists agree to this. Well, now I'm one of the outliers of seeing how things run, where it's like it's really almost impossible to trust the science. It's not just cannabis, guys. It's literally lab shopping across the board in any industry. And the more research I've done, I've realized there's really no transparent analytical labs like in any industry. The pharmaceuticals, cannabis, there's no truly transparent lab showing their protocols and showing their math, literally from what I've seen in the world. Like,
what do they have to get from? I guess they would come from a lab, right? When you're done, you get the COAs, or what is that? Is that certification of
analysis?
Analysis, yeah. and that's all they need, and then they get it from the laboratories.
Yeah.
So how many? Can I ask you some personal questions? I mean, how many people fail when they come to Havard Labs? Is it like 50-50? Is it 75-25? You don't have to say anything, you know.
No, I would say like well, once again, like we're transparent. I have no issue with
right. You have to say everything because you're transparent. That's right, Jeff. Thank you for
So I would say probably probably sitting somewhere around 20% of the samples fail for microbials. Metals are kind of every once in a while. Pesticides are every once in a while. I know we fall pretty well within where like the national averages are overall.
Your state.
Sorry?
Your state, right?
No.
So like, national.
Or your lab.
We don't know about our state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's a whole other issue.
Yeah. Well, I was going to step into next is, you know, like, do you know how Oklahoma is compared to all the other states when it comes to testing their medicine and making sure that it's healthier than other states? Yeah, I feel like you guys have Summer Parker there, so it's got to be healthier because nobody wants to fuck with her.
No, I know, and we really appreciate them, like, and all the efforts.
She's amazing. I love having her a part of the WTHC family. Yeah. She's inspired me about the whole medicine thing. Listening to her show every week, I don't know if it inspires me or if it scares me. I mean, when I was young, I used to do bad stuff. You know, I did other medicine besides medicine, if you know what I mean.
Well, I can say that we can see an impact here with when she puts out like the COAs for the independent testing that like they're doing, and they're going out and advocating for having these issues corrected, and we do see an impact of the things that she's doing, and we're highly appreciative of her doing that. In fact, we just think that more patients need to be involved to kind of help this change.
More patients need to care. They need to care and need to know that their medicine could be bad. I don't think that they're getting the knowledge that the medicine could be dirty. We'll call it dirty medicine.
Well, I think if they think the state approves it and it's coming out of a legal dispensary, they automatically assume that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. But the truth,
I felt that way when I first started. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. The truth of the matter is some of the qualifications of the analytes that we're testing for, so some of the pesticides we're testing for, some of the things that we're testing for don't necessarily meet what other states would say is required for their safety testing. So there is, like in Oklahoma, you only need to test 13 pesticides. So you've got to be a complete moron as a grower or a processor to be using those 13 when there's so many other on the market that you can choose from.
You get around it.
But that's the rough part is like, even if we test for 100 pesticides, there's always the 101st, 102nd, 103rd that aren't being looked at.
This is what scares me about.
So it's an arms race.
Now, I'm sorry, Mo. This is what scares me though, is because now everybody's fucking around and we're going to find out when they take it away from us because I'm sorry, Ronnie, I meant to leave that up there because they're, you know, all of a sudden, I don't know how you guys feel about this marijuana throw up all the time sickness now that I've never heard of in my entire life until all of a sudden recently we started giving recreational away, not giving it away, but selling recreational. And then everybody started tampering with our medicine that we just finally got approved for us. And we're working to make it better, and now you're gonna mess with it and stir it with your stick and not your, oh, you know what I mean? And who knows what you're doing with that shit? And these vapes, these poisonous vapes. Oh my God, I can't stand it. I'm so glad that my kids listened to me when they were little, or not little, but when they were growing up. And then when they started messing with medicine, I made sure that they stayed away, and they went and both got their medical cards, and they at least get it from the dispensary. But even those vapes, I don't like. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like.
Where does it matter where you get it from?
Does it? I think so.
No.
I think so. What do you guys think? Because I feel like a medical place is going to be at least somewhat correct. Where the dude in the backyard with the can of gasoline and kerosene, mixing whatever he wants, you a buzz.
I don't think you get mold from gasoline or whatever you said.
Mold now. I'm talking in the vape cartridges, bro.
Yeah. So I would kind of say that, I mean, like if the lab results aren't reliable, then that does kind of bring into question whether the product you're buying on the shelf is safe or not. So like for almost 2 years now, we've been pulling products off of the shelf, which is kind of the podcast we did before with Summer. Yeah. Basically looking at like mold and yeast and like pre-rolls, and we found like overwhelmingly they failed. And we also looked at potency off the shelf and find like almost every single sample is inflated for potency. And then there's other, and then Summer will come and drop off samples at the lab, and we'll find random pesticide or metal failures or micro failures and all sorts of things. So it's like these are all already on the dispensary shelf. You're already buying them
for sale, already out there for sale, and you can buy them now. Go on over to Oklahoma. No, I'm just kidding. But to any of your gas stations where you're picking up your medicine from, because that's where most of the culprits are, is those gas stations, those smoke shops, that Delta 8, that Delta 10, the stuff that it's not real. It's manipulated to make you feel high, and it scares me, and I don't want anybody to be sick. You know what I mean? That's the last thing I want.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the last thing any of us want. The rough part is that with all these things and with the government's oversight and not really knowing what exactly they're looking for and not taking in the information from, let's say, other states, we've gone to legislators for certain like laws of being like expanding the pesticide list, and Jeff's surveying what pesticides are available in the area, and it just seems to not really make any traction. So it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what vested interest the government, certain government authorities have, where they're not really addressing the public safety issues. And the rough
thing, I'll tell you, that's what it is. It's all about getting the votes, and we'll legalize it this much, and then we'll pull it back, and we'll fuck with them, and then we'll push it out again right before voting season. Whoever's going to want the votes, whoever's willing to take the potheads with them. In fact, Summer had a show on the other night. The dude from your state, what's his name? Barry, Robert Brooks. And he was like, I'm going to get all you potheads, and they're all going to vote for me because you guys are potheads. And I'm going to win because I'm going to get all the potheads. And I mean, technically 57% of you potheads voted to pass. And if he gets 57%, he's got a point there. But, whatever. You know what I mean? But like, I'm lost again. I got stoned. Right. Anyway, we never played our 420 song. We never did our commercials. We are just going at it here. I love it. I haven't even started my questions yet. You ready?
Sure.
Radical transparency in the industry. What often rewards silence? I'm sorry. Let me read. You've chosen radical transparency in an industry that often rewards silence. What did you see early on that made you say, nah, we're doing this differently? So what was it? Yeah.
So, I mean, I definitely see the benefits and transparency, but it was actually Mo that kind of approached this a while ago, like several years ago. So I'll let Mo speak on this one.
All right.
Well, I just think everyone's zigging, and knowing Jeff's integrity, that we're not willing to compromise any of the numbers. Our really only way of surviving was to really kind of call it out. Like, I know it's radical, but at the same time, in a more, I guess, an ethical sense and a moral sense to the patients, because of me being a patient as well, it's like it's impossible to know what to trust when everybody lab shops. All the even supplements, all that stuff, kind of also being able to pivot into a lot of other analytics we could test and be transparent. And I think really that's kind of a big call in modern science right now, is everyone needs money at the end of the month. And if you need money at the end of the month in order to survive, how does anyone know that they can trust you when everything you do is behind closed doors? And yet every level of schooling, you're supposed to show your work in math and science. But then as soon as money gets involved, it's proprietary and you have no right to look at it, which is bullshit to me. It's absolute bullshit, because like that's what creates all the weirdness of everything. So it makes it impossible to know what to trust. What products are you using? And the only reason there's a few grows that I trust, that's because I've been able to build a relationship with them, and they've been testing with us for like a long time, and they've showed me everything, and I know they use no pesticides.
No, that's the best part.
And I know,
but you know the good ones.
Yeah, and that's the rough part about it. And then also watching those people suffer from us giving them real tests. So there's this duality of well, please stay with us. But at the same time, I've told certain clients that I knew were on the edge, I've told them, hey, go to this other laboratory. They'll get your numbers up higher and you can survive better. Then later on, come back to us later if we're still around.
Transparency and integrity. And I agree with that 100%. I love the transparency of this. This is a genius idea, you guys. I just hope we can get it out there. Test. Here we go. Test. Yeah, I already failed. Fuck. It is shit. Skunky, help me out, bro. /
What?
Havard Labs. I got that part, right? / Havard Labs.
Twitch.tv. Yeah.
Twitch.tv. There it is. That's right. Twitch.tv / Havard Labs. Thank you. Ooh, right. Well, from a science standpoint, and some of these questions might be repeats because we've jumped all over the place. How easy is it to manipulate the results, and how often do you think that it really happens?
Wow. Okay. So I did write an editorial article about this. We call them unplanned deviations. And basically, I was kind of trying to point out that there's hundreds of different ways that you can actually manipulate the test results.
I don't want to hear anymore.
Oh no!
You know they're all out there doing it.
There's tons of variables. That's the thing that got us to really kind of go the transparent route, is because there's so many variables where you can manipulate data, and even the most experienced scientists can then come through your lab while they're auditing you, and they'll have no clue of the manipulation that's happening. So go ahead, Jeff.
I was just going to say, yeah, like when you're preparing samples, if you do something that isn't to protocol, nobody's going to catch it. And if you put it on the equipment's even going to tell you like, oh, you have a 50% shake. I actually think that the highest number of shake I heard ever one time was over 40, like 41, 42, something insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it's like you can,
with the ordinary eye knows that's not right. I mean, I'm just an ordinary human puppet.
True, but
human puppet.
40%. It's sickening.
But yeah, there's literally hundreds of ways that you could actually do like prep samples, and the equipment's going to tell you that you're right, and you're going to have proof that the results are right, but they really aren't, right?
We have a question from OK Canna Shopper. We found these guys on the side of the road, and we were like, "You dudes want to hang out?" These guys are from Havard Labs. OK is that Oklahoma? OK.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your abbreviation for Oklahoma?
Yeah.
So the Oklahoma Canna Shop. Well, you better pay attention, Canna Shopper, because these guys are telling you the facts over here. Thank you for being here. That being said, go ahead. I'm sorry. Where were we?
Oh, sure. I was just saying, like, there's like hundreds of different ways that you can do these unplanned deviations, and that it'll make the data look like it's right. So if somebody comes in and inspects you, if you have an ISO auditor or somebody come in and look, and all of your results are going to look correct, but they aren't. So like if my protocol said that I was supposed to use like an ounce of liquid to dilute my sample in, and instead I use 10 ounces, then my result's going to be 10 times different. And if I don't say that I used a different amount, then all the numbers change. So my micro may pass and only be 10% of what it was supposed to be. Right. So that's just one example. But I mean, I could literally spend like a couple of hours going over multiple different ways you can do that. But with the transparency, you can see what we're doing. You can ask questions as we're prepping samples. like if other people got on board and were doing this, it would make it pretty difficult to cheat. I mean, we believe anyways.
We're also advocating for the state to open up all metric data. So we want the metric data to be transparent. That way you as a patient can see, hey, whoa, a lot of the numbers coming out of this lab over the last, 6 years has been pretty. Yeah, if you see a lab that put out a 40-some-odd% on a THC, then how do you trust any of the rest of the results?
It's so sad because it was so important. I learned this when I first started with my card. They were like, make sure you pay attention to the dates on your bottle. Make sure you pay attention. But it's so much deeper than that you can't see with the human eye. And you need you guys to save us and keep us alive because you're heroes. You guys are heroes. Speaking of heroes, we should take a little break. Skunky's getting frustrated over there. I can see he needs to get high. We're going to do a 420 celebration song real quick, and we got to do some commercials, and we'll be right back with Mo and Jeff from Havard Labs. I appreciate you guys for being here. I got lots more questions.
All right.
Let me find our song. It's going to be The Clan with Letter.
I sip my coffee, twisting herb, that's my hobby. Can I kick it? Can I party? Me, my natives, get it started. Touchdown switch, I hit the target. Harvest, sowing, painting, drawing. Make this money, split them profits. What I do, I know she wants it. Live my life, they reading comments. Proving silent, stacking comments. Numbers talking, I know they watching. I stay dreaming while I'm conscious. Seal for drip with the otter. Rose gold chain with the copper. Ravens, eagles, cling it hotter. Whales and wolves is wild style.
I got a letter that was sent from me. I get high. It always feels good to be. I got a letter that was sent from me. I get high. It always feels good to be.
Hey, hit or miss, this my hobby, smoking choke, this that chronic, wish you could be in this party, all my natives getting started, I stay woke, like the prophet, spoken word, let's see who follows, clink at Haida, who could've thought though, like who would've thought though, I'm that native, really rep it, we go big, this ain't Texas, check the rap, she ask who next is, Grizz and native, stay invested, fishing moose, we stay ingested, manifest without a question, changing life around the nations, through our music, through our message, I'm that native, sip my coffee, all the haters, get up off me, life is sweet, just like toffee, can I kick it, can I party, I'ma do me, that's regardless, see the hats and leather boots, see the trees and spruce roots, check our names, we chiefs too.
I got a letter that was sent from me. I get high. It always feels good to be. I got a letter that was sent from me. I get high. It always feels good to be.
All the memories that you sent to me, I get high. Remember how good to be.
Of many sizes, munchies, trippy friends, and stash jars are some of the gifts you'll find here at lovenugbuds.com for a unique gift for your 420 friend. Love Nug Buds will have what you want in the end.
memories shine like fireworks in the sky. Stacked to the ceiling with stories in light. Magic in the air when the toys play at night. Robots spinning, Game Boys flashing, action figures strike a pose. Barbie's got her sunglasses on, G.I. Joe's in hero mode. Arcade lights and vintage signs, glowing warm and bright. Everybody smiles when the toys play at night. Race cars roaring down the aisle like thunder and chrome. Furby's waking up like they just found home. Every shelf's a treasure map, everything feels right. Step into the wonder when the toys play at night.
Are you searching for affordable products and great rosin? Well, look no further. Whether you're keeping it simple or going all out, we've got you covered. Sunny's for everyday deals, and Hash RX for that premium fire. Sunny's keeps your stash affordable, giving you value every single day. When you want the best, Hash RX. Oklahoma's premium live rosin. No solvents, no shortcuts. Affordable or premium, the choice is yours. Find us at Oklahoma dispensaries.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back. Thank you so much for being here with Jeff and Mo from Havard Labs. Skunky, go ahead. You got some questions, I'm sure, because you were all about questions before the show. You were talking to me.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
I love
I gotta scroll.
after he gets stoned.
You can't be putting the pressure on me like that.
I'm sorry. Anyway, I can go if you're ready. How often do you think patients are unknowingly consuming something they would not choose if they had full information, guys?
Probably quite often. So there was a pretty big LA Times study that was done recently, or maybe it was like last year or the year before, that was kind of looking at these different pesticides that were that were not regulated. So out in California, I think they test for like 66, 68 pesticides, something like that. This other lab
let me stop you for a second. You said you guys test for how many? 16, 13?
13, yes.
13. And
we have an extended panel as well that we've over.
Yeah, you guys probably have your own panel. I agree. Yeah, that you guys test for because you are normal human beings. But your government only gives you 13 pesticides, or whoever's in charge of that, compared to 66 that California is looking at. And I'm sure
now California even has more.
Oh, California even has more now.
Right, Jeff, on their extended panel.
I think there's an option. I'm not really sure on that one. I can't really speak to that.
I got you. Okay.
I do know.
I do know that. Talk about what you guys know. Yeah, I don't want you to talk
for sure. So yeah, without knowing that for sure. But yeah, on this LA Times study, they looked at like hundreds of pesticides, and they were finding that there was plenty of these other pesticides besides the 66, 68 or whatever it was. Like there was a lot of those that were like coming up positive in these samples. So yeah, it's very possible you could be smoking some of these pesticides that are just nobody's even looking at this point.
Now, Jeff and Mo, you know I've been smoking for 40 plus years, right? All right, and there was no testing back when I first started. How many pesticides do you think I've already smoked in my life? Because who knows what it was like back in the 70s and the 80s, right?
So,
you don't have to answer. You don't have to guess how many. I mean,
hopefully there was some ethics involved.
I'm trying to make a point. I mean, I get it. All right. Go ahead, Mo. I'm sorry.
I was saying, hopefully there was some ethics involved on people that were growing the product you were consuming.
I'm sure.
Because what Jeff's getting at is that
the street he was all ethical.
Yeah. What
Jeff's came from Mexico.
What Jeff's
there wasn't no ethics.
What Jeff's getting at with the 13 pesticides, just even the 13 pesticides being tested in Oklahoma, there's other analogs. So there's like permethrin. There's other analogs. There's other thrins that are derivatives. The same deal with tibuconazole. Like there's other azoles that are derivatives. They may not be tibuconazole, but they'll be a analog, something very similar to it that is also still a nerve agent or something else to kill off the pests. So the idea is that just because the analyte isn't perfectly there, there may be other very similar compounds that people are spraying in order to not test negative, to not have their batch fail, but to have their batch go through, but it's going through under false pretenses of that it's safe because the government can never really catch up.
If you've had stroke-like symptoms, Ronnie says you've probably consumed pesticides. Oh yeah, I've had stroke-like symptoms. I've never had a stroke, thank goodness. My friend here might have. I'm about to. God. All right, so Oklahoma is huge in cannabis, right? Does that make it honestly harder or more necessary?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
You cut out. Yeah, you cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oklahoma is wild, fast, and huge in cannabis. Does that make honestly hard? Does it make it honestly harder or more necessary? The whole little laboratory testing, I guess, the whole situation. I think it's really talking about.
So, I'm sure people won't really like to hear this, but it is the God to honest truth. Is that we've heard like plenty of rumors that there's Oklahoma weed arriving in New York and California and other places. So like, you should really care about what's going on here in Oklahoma because this weed is ending up in other states. And, if we're only testing for these 13 and it's going to other places,
right,
like that can't be good. But overall, like
some point, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say overall at some point, like, if we get like a legalization to where like things can be transported into other states, like at some point we're all going to want to get on board and like test for the same things and make sure that it's safe across the board, no matter where you buy it.
Yeah, that's right. Another thing, bringing up our potential governor there in Oklahoma, who was here the other day. He said something to the effect of, say that again. I forgot what I was going to say. He mentioned something about it as well. Yeah, good job, Hippie. I'm too stoned for this. I forget what you were just saying. Anyway, moving on. If you could rewrite testing rules from scratch tomorrow, what are the first things you'd change?
Wow, I am not sure how to answer that one just yet.
You have to. Never have to answer any of my questions. They're just stoner questions.
Probably we'd probably advocate for upping microbial limits because the evidence on that, we've talked to like the Maryland Cannabis Administration, it's their version of OMA. They saw once they raised the microbial limits to 100,000 colony forming units, then they saw no adverse health effects, but they actually saw real numbers actually happening then where the bell curve was normal. It wasn't all of a sudden drop off to the limit.
Yeah.
Maybe that might be one, but then you're going to deal with more mycotoxins and other potential issues.
Yeah. So I think a thing that we had actually been saying is that if the regulatory bodies could actually reevaluate pesticides every couple of years and then update them to what is current, because like as pests become tolerant to these different types of pesticides, new ones get used, and then the ones that are being regulated a lot of them are out of date. Some of them aren't, but some of them are. So it makes sense to update it every once in a while and make sure that the regulations are following what's going on in the industry.
Crazy. That's so much work. You think it's just so easy. Hey, they passed weed. Yay. But there's so much behind it that's, that you guys have to do. The people have to follow the rules. The states are giving everybody a hard time about their licenses, but appropriately, I would assume, because if we're having this much of an issue with medicine coming out inappropriately, then they need to crack down even harder on the licenses, I would think. And like
it's kind of a catch-22 because what they're technically cracking down on may be semantics and they may be actually hurting honest players that are actually trying to follow the rules. And if they're not looking at the bigger players, then they're just like eliminating competition for the bigger players. It's just subjective on who the administration chooses to look at.
Right.
That's the rough part on the crackdown, where if there's no transparency to show, like, hey, what is the actual standard, rather than it being subjectively, today we're going to enforce it, and tomorrow on our next inspection we're not.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's the rough stuff. Whenever I hear stuff about other labs, it's rough
whoever's
for me.
working, it's the integrity of the workers that day. You know, it could be you have a great worker working today, and then tomorrow there's the guy who don't give a shit, and he's there just passing shit like this and this.
Well, that's kind of why we have an egalitarian lab. Like, we kind of have, like, I know a lot of companies say we're family, but truly, like, in our laboratory, we're very, like, everybody's, we all call each other out. That's the whole thing of taking accountability. That's the whole reason, the same reason why we live stream is critique us. Like, don't trust the science. Like, you shouldn't have a middleman that you trust and just, oh, we trust you because you're experienced and smart. It's like, no, let us prove it to you. And hopefully that transfers over into other industries that also lab shop and also do bullshit. So try to call out the bullshit rather than having some person that you're like, oh, you're too smart for me, so I'm just going to blindly trust you. It's like, no, it's not really that difficult. The hippie, you need to come visit our lab.
Oh, I would love to. I would absolutely love to.
Yeah.
Talking to my good friend Shane. I don't know if you know my good friend Shane out there of Safety Meeting Bluegrass and VPD. I think I said that right. VDP Pro. Anyway, Shane, and he invited me to come for this weekend, but it was a little late today. He invited me to come next weekend, I think, for heritage thing. Anyway, that being said, go ahead. Next year.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but yeah, you're totally welcome to stop by anytime. We would love to show you around.
Yeah, me and Skunky are gonna come, but we're gonna
No,
come.
we ain't.
He's like, no, he ain't.
So you're in Pennsylvania, right? You said.
Yeah, I'm in Pennsylvania. It'll take me a day or two to get over there.
Do you
Especially,
want to tell them about Jeff? Do you want to tell them about one of the things that, like, some people are trying to fight microbial fails by what they're doing and how that could potentially be a negative? This is kind of the thing where regulation says here's the limit for safety, and then now people start looking at that fact. Oh, we need our microbial below this. So then it makes people do certain things that may be actually advantageous to the actual safety of the product.
Yeah, I guess we're just kind of starting to look into this, but we did hear somebody say that up in Pennsylvania, some people were using gamma irradiation, kind of like what they do to make products sterile for like microbial purposes, or maybe like
no more babies.
So yeah, we don't know if that would actually cause problems with like damage of like DNA of the plant or whatnot. I think that would be very interesting to see if it would make it kind of unsafe to consume cannabis that has gone through that process.
That's why I'm all fucked up, everybody. Now we know.
Right.
Don't know for sure, but that is something we're looking into.
There's gamma rays in my weed.
Yeah.
Anyway, what? I'm sorry. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh my God, you guys are scaring me.
I'm sorry.
Only in Pennsylvania.
Tylenol. I'm going back to Tylenol, and I want some autism. Up in my autism tonight.
I mean, yeah, you're kind of asking questions and going down the rabbit hole with us. It's
Thanks.
deep.
Thanks a lot. What? Here we go. More. What role do you think patient-led advocacy plays in forcing real accountability in the industry?
I do think that, as I said, I think that Summer and their crew has had a very big impact that we can see, and I really think more people need to be out there doing that. Sure, we can complain all day to regulators and to like other people in the industry, but when patients get out to the dispensaries and they're like, we don't believe these potency numbers, and how can we trust the testing? Like, how can you as a dispensary tell me that like the product I'm actually buying on the shelf is safe? Like,
I got a question. Yeah. Oh, it's gone. Fuck. It takes too long. They just come and they go right through like a fart.
Write them down.
No, well, it had to do with my dispensary. Yeah. All right. I remember it. It's, I don't have a hand to write it down, Mo. Come on. Got a hand in my ass and a hand holding
a joint. Yeah.
Anyway,
priorities.
Dispensary. I hate the fact that every time I go in there, I'm breaking HIPAA or they're breaking HIPAA. What is that all about? Like every time I go in there, I have to talk to a different person and I have to explain to them that I want this medicine because I'm this crazy and I need this strain because this, and then you got all these different. This is probably not a you question, I guess. I'm just bitching. I'm sorry, but you go into these dispensaries, you should have to be able to know It's like I don't know. I feel like you should be able to see the same person every day, or the same two people, something like that, where they know the medicine. Because I fight with them. I go in there and I get the dumbasses, and I'm like, oh, not again. Immediately,
Here comes that dumbass.
well, bitch, I'm going to be stuck here for an hour trying to explain to them that I don't want their dirt. Don't give me the dirt. I know better. I'm not one of these other schmucks over here that you're selling to. No offense to the schmucks. I know the difference. I know stuff because I'm here. I do this every day. We talk about medicine here, and they don't get it, and it drives me nuts.
I'd stop going there.
Well, yeah, they're on their way out. Don't worry about it.
Skunky had an easy solution.
Right.
Yeah, but the next closest one is like a half hour to 45 minutes away. For fuck, this one's around the corner. It's like very
well.
Of course. Anyway, go ahead, Skunky. Ask a question.
So what is the most important question you should ask your bud tender or whatever you call them at the dispensary? Do you believe?
Wow, I mean, just asking them for test results and being able to look over it, like
that's where we were going.
Yeah, if you kind of have a general idea of how to read the basics on a test result, I would ask to see those test results and see what it looks like. See if the numbers are, believable. Like my next door neighbor showed me this pack of flour that she bought. It was like 36% THC, and she's like, "Hey, is this believable?" And I'm like, "No, like there's no way."
36%.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was like,
and then you know what? You always get the small bud anyway. It's like they don't. I never can find. They don't ever have the good shit. It's like I can never get there.
Like you don't pay for it.
The big buds. No, I'm willing to pay for it sometimes. When I got my $140 off, like willing to take a chance on some better bud. I usually buy the cheaper stuff because I'm cheap and I can't afford it. $120 an ounce is still too much for me as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
way too much. Especially
the rough part with the growers is the ones that are choosing not to use pesticides and the ones that are choosing to try to go about it the right way. It's more expensive. It costs more man hours. It's just more expensive to operate. So the rough part is with that is in a market that it can be a race to the bottom, especially with metric data being not transparent. So you're not really getting to see what lab results the trends and which ones you can trust. Which labs tend to be on the higher end of their testing, to where you can go
where a lab is.
You can scrutinize, where you can scrutinize as being an advocate for your own safety as a patient and getting the information, especially when you're already paying taxes for it, and then the business owners are already paying for metric. The rough part with what that situation is the dispensaries are kind of lost. Like those bud tenders. They're kind of lost. Like there's not really any, because the state doesn't really make the metric data transparent, and then you got to ask the dispensary for the metric data or the COA, and sometimes they don't even have it on record.
Oh my God, that's work. You guys are killing me. I got to go do work.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of where we are trying to get. If the patients and regular cannabis consumers can start advocating for the state to open up the metric data, that's free. Like the metric data is already there. Like we don't need a $10 million QA lab that they've already failed at the first time in Oklahoma, and then having a second QA lab for $10 million that who knows what it's going to do. And then are they going to live stream and be transparent and show all their protocols and show all their methods and show all their other stuff like we're trying to call out for? The rough part is, not having the patients to be able to have that information. The bud tenders kind of being these turnover high middlemen of trying to give you good advice on your medicine whenever they don't really know the validity of the results either.
I feel like in the beginning we were taught to trust our bud tender like our pharmacist, and that turned out to be not true. That I get a different bud tender every time. It's more like a pharmacist who, a drive-through. You don't know who you're going to get. I don't know. Anyway. Moving on. Has there ever been a moment where doing the right thing cost you money, and did it anyway?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, trying to give realistic potency results. We've had plenty of people say like, "Oh, well, my product should test way higher," or "I can get better numbers elsewhere. Can you do that?" And we're like, "The numbers are what they are," and we've lost plenty of business from people going around and lab shopping for unrealistic numbers.
That's horrible. That's gonna kill the business. That's gonna kill you guys if the people don't start fucking straightening up. All these labs need to. I don't want to blame just the labs because it's the growers as well. It's the cheaters. It's the people cutting corners to try to make quota so that I can sell in another state too. I want to sell in that state too. Why can't I sell in that state too? You know, and so they're growing and they're growing and they're cutting corners and they're doing whatever they have to do to make the medicine as much as they can, and then they pray. They take the best of the crop, they give it to you guys, and they pray. And then if you guys tell them no, I see what you're saying. They're going somewhere else and they're finding somebody else who will say yes. And then that's just getting bad shit put out there to people who have already failed with you guys. That's horrible.
Yeah,
the people that are trusting us and testing with us, they're getting screwed over in that process. Yeah, we've had numerous clients that I've built relationships with. One of my closest, and now is like one of my closest friends. He was across the street from us. Watching him age 10 years and two, from the stress of like, and I would beg him to go to another lab. I'm like, hey, this lab will give you higher numbers. That way you can kind of sell your product for more and survive. Especially everyone's doing steroids. Like, don't die with us. And he was such a gem of a human being that he just still decided not to. And then I've watched other people suffer as a result of getting realistic numbers. And then I don't
shout them out. I'm not afraid. Tell them.
Yeah.
Can you say the name of their company? Go buy them, man.
Well, he's out. He's done. His name it was Barking Leo Farms. Yeah, he was awesome.
No wonder you ain't afraid.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. That's horrible.
No, yeah, it sucks. It really sucks.
For doing the right thing.
For doing the right thing. I watched him lose his ass and then think he was a failure when in all actuality he wasn't.
Right. Well, then I still want to shout him out. Yeah. Because
he's awesome.
You're not a failure, bro.
Yeah, Yeah, and that's kind of the whole thing. The regulatory body and us as the middlemen, we're kind of in a position where the state has put us as a middleman of safety, right? It's like put us as a middleman to stamp off. And that's kind of the same deal with the 13 pesticides.
You're the ones that are screwed. You're the ones that have to either make the decision and piss people off or whatever. I get it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then the rough part is like what you're saying. It's like, okay, so safety, whatever else. It's like whenever the state's testing 13 pesticides and you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot, get a known neurotoxin, a known carcinogen that's not on the analytes that are listed for us to test, spray it all over your crop, send it to us the exact same day. And because of the way the rules are written, we'd have to stamp off and say, this is safe.
This is good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Got 700 other pesticides, but the 13 that you gave, they're not.
Yeah, they're good.
They're not here. So go ahead, smoke it, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So then the rough part on the inflation of THC and how that garners into people getting more revenue and more money. What we're in a unique position is that we have no VC, we have no venture capital, we have no investor dollars. We're truly a private laboratory. It's really Jeff and us, and we have nobody pulling strings behind us saying we need to make X amount of dollars. So where we're in a situation, I'm not trying to demonize any other like labs because you're like, oh, it's not really the labs and the grows are cheating and yada. Well, we've advocated for those rules of like, hey, we don't know where the sample comes from. That's a huge problem. We need to figure that out. And we've noticed no other labs in the open rules seem to be clamoring for the same things, which is weird. But I also understand they're stuck in a catch-22 where they do have investors and they do owe a lot of money or they do owe somebody money. So I'm not trying to demonize anybody. That sucks. That's a shitty position to be in.
To do what they can do to get by.
To survive. Yeah. They got families, they got kids they're feeding.
The licenses, the fees, the amount it must cost them. They are so far behind in the beginning. But come on. It's been years now and they've made plenty of money. It's time to start straightening up, getting shit right because you're gonna screw it for everybody. Not not just the people in Oklahoma. Every state. If you're fucking around, we're gonna find out. The FAFO around and find out. Yeah, we're gonna find out real quick. It's gonna be gone again, especially with the Delta 8 bullshit and the other crap and the it just gets me so frustrated. In my whole life, I never thought we would. I'm sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
I was going to say, this isn't really a problem that's just unique to Oklahoma. It's happening in every state. So, like,
Absolutely.
you reach out to the lab
Oklahoma's
managers.
The only one I know that's doing anything about it, as far as I know. I don't hear anything in PA. I'm going to start my own patients for safe access here, just so I can know what the hell's going on around here. For fuck's sake, I'm tired of smoking dirt. Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you can pick up samples and work with a lab there that's wanting to give some, honest results,
you're
gonna
help me
find the same thing Summer is.
You probably have a better chance of finding a good lab here than I do. Is marijuana the only thing you guys test at your lab?
Currently, yes. So I used to work in pharma in the past for quite a few years. I did a little bit of oil field testing and other things, but yeah, that's all we're doing nowadays is cannabis for like the last 6 years.
We test other things for like research. We've done some off-the-shelf testing for peptides and other things like that. So we look for other impurities.
Very cool. Has there ever been a did I do that one right? Yes. For patients watching right now who feel burned, sick, or lied to, what do you want to say directly to them? For the people that are watching right now who have been lied to or feel burned, did that make any sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think actually for patients going to their dispensaries and asking these questions of like, how can you guarantee that my products are safe? Or if you have a problem, like going to your legislators and just saying like, hey, we have a problem and we actually need
Thanks for being here. Yeah, I was talking to the crowd, saying goodnight to Trippy. Trippy was saying goodnight. Go ahead.
Good night, Trippy.
Thanks for watching, Trippy. All right. Did you finish that one, Jeff? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
All right. Before I ask my final question, I want to make sure you guys get everything out that you want to say. I'm sure there's tons, but go ahead. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to mute myself, and I'm going to let you guys tell everybody what you want them to know, because it's important. Your stuff is important. And like I said, I want to talk to you guys after the show. All right. I'm muting.
Okay. Mo, you want to go?
I would just say we need, if you are a cannabis consumer, we need to probably create a page or something, or get a hold of Patients for Safe Access as well, to try to call out and figure out what issues we can kind of all get behind to kind of force our legislators to address these issues, rather than just kick the can down the road and pretty much allowing what, in my opinion, letting poison pretty much be on the shelves in some form. So I really think the opening up the metric data, which that would be free, that wouldn't cost anything. That's not something that then the budget needs to be worked out within the government. That would be a pretty easy solution to then put AI or any data screening to find out, like, here, what are the trends within this metric data, which obviously we know it's not going to be perfect, but I think that would be a way we can find out what players have generated a lot of money and haven't really been, the numbers are not realistic. We've seen that ourselves with COAs that are mathematically and biologically impossible. So then it makes it to the regulators, what is your reasoning? What are your audits good for if there's COAs out there that are mathematically impossible? So I think to call that out and get the patients, the people that are cannabis consumers, to really get back behind some sort of movement where we can really push for the metric data to be transparent would be an easy step, I think, in the right direction of trying to kind of call a lot of this stuff out and hopefully build a new way moving forward to where we can trust what's going on and what inputs are going in there for the patients.
Absolutely. I agree. And that would just be like a computer thing, right? That you would just look up and basically that's it. If you wanted to know, you would be able to go. It would be available to everybody. And like you said, free, no budget needing to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, Jeff.
And people that are like citizen scientists or data analysts, if they can look over the data, they can see these trends of like, where things don't quite match up to national averages, where they can see where the averages and trends are. It has a wealth of information, but at least here in Oklahoma, we're one of the few states that doesn't have access to this metric data, where it would be immensely helpful if we could actually see it. So that's kind of what we're advocating for this year, is to try to make the metric data public, so we can actually fix a lot of problems and kind of self-police.
The states that have made the metric data transparent, they actually have done really well on their price points. The states that are confidential and secretive with the metric data, they're a race to the bottom. The market gets bottomed out, which seems that the vested interest would then be almost on purpose to create arbitrage where you can then buy product for cheap in Oklahoma and sell it in New York or sell it in Florida or sell it in one of the other states.
That's what Governor Dude was saying. Remember I said the other Governor Dude with the guy that Robert Brooks, when he was on with Summer, he said the same thing. He said once it becomes federally legal, Oklahoma is going to push their marijuana all across the country. And then you were saying that 13%, I'm going to make sure I don't get none of that shit. No offense. I'm sure you guys are doing a great job, but my God, I don't know what Pennsylvania's, do you happen to know what Pennsylvania's numbers are by any chance, or you do? No,
I'm not sure.
I didn't expect you to, but I don't know. How many labs are there per state? Was it like when people went out for dispensaries? They were like, "Oh, I'm going," and with all the nerds running and like, "We're gonna open up a lab. We're gonna open up a lab." No offense on the nerd thing.
Well, how many are there right now, Jeff? Is there like 20 active?
I think in Oklahoma there was like 18 or 19 when we were last checking. There could be a few more on the books, but I'm not really sure. It's somewhere like around 20 or so here. I think other states there are just a handful. I know in California they had quite a few. I think it just varies. I don't know if there's
it depends on the state. Yeah, I get it. All right, my final question. You guys ready? I don't know what it is. I haven't read it yet.
I'm ready.
You ready, Skunky? And
I'm ready.
It says, what does a future with honest cannabis testing actually look like if people like you keep up and keep pushing?
Well, I mean, I hope that people would get truthful product, that they could trust the medicine that they're getting and know that it's like a benefit to them and not have to worry about, potential contaminants and other things in it. Like just getting honest products. Like, it seems like, that should just be an expectation, but that's what we're hoping for.
It should be expected. Yes, I agree. It should be. I thought I was getting clean medicine until I met Summer. Keep me straight, and I learned a lot from her. It took her getting sick. That's the sad part. It took her and Charles getting sick to figure this all out and start their mission of heavenliness. I call it their godliness that they're doing. I appreciate them. I appreciate you guys. Anything else you want to tell them? Tell them how to get to that website, because I don't remember again. Go to it is twitch.tv/Havard Lab. Havard Labs. Havard. Everybody wants to be Harvard. Harvard Lab. No, it's not Harvard. It's Havard. Go ahead. Is that right?
Yep. Twitch.tv/Havard Labs. That's correct.
On that question for what would a future look like if we kind of keep pushing forward, what I'm hoping is, what I've been kind of trying to get other grows and other processors to do is, if we kind of led that charge of being transparent. Everyone's kind of afraid of being transparent because they're afraid the regulatory body is going to
break the stigma. Yeah, that's
is going to nickel and dime them on small little infractions because they're human beings and no one's 100% perfect. So everyone worries that the governing body is nefarious. And so what I've been trying to advocate for the last probably like 4 years is with these grows and some of these processors is like, hey, if we get butt naked and we get honest and we get transparent, I think it'd be amazing if you guys would too, because all that data and information, all the growing tech, all that stuff's really, truly, like with AI and all the other stuff and botany and the more research that's going to happen, like your protocols aren't really that special. It's that you're willing to actually do the work. So that's kind of what I've been trying to tell them is like, please get transparent with us. So then me as a patient, I would love to see all the inputs going into the flower, and then getting to see all the inputs going into that processing. Because once you're going into processing, you're making a concentrate, you're 10-20xing that flower. So if there's pesticides that are not on the list, but you're 10xing or 20xing into that concentrate that then you're dabbing into a pen, I mean, good luck. Like, it's brutal to know, like, hey, what side effects am I having? And I'm feeling like shit, and you don't really like know what it is because you don't know the inputs for the medicine.
It's one of the 700 pesticides that could be.
Yeah. So before the government gets kind of like nasty, in my opinion, I think it'd be really cool for private entities instead to be like transparent and butt naked.
Do it now instead of them coming after us.
Instead of them trying to be like, oh,
saying,
look,
hey, why are you
you're a threat. Yeah, you're doing exactly.
I love it. I love it.
Exactly. So I think it'd be really cool if there'd be a network of growers and processors that are willing to. Live streaming's cheap. It's like, let's just show what the inputs are into the medicine, and then we can continuously do like R&D work. That's kind of the whole thing that came out on neem oil, and it creating a lot of people throwing up and having whatever fatigue. I can't remember what it's called, but like certain natural products that are organic, and then seeing what the compounds and what ends up the consequences end up happening down like the road. This isn't a regulatory to analyze, but truthfully, it's creating these negative consequences. So then we can kind of up our standards as citizens rather than always relying on the government to create the regulatory like line. Then people are cheating and navigating over and down.
I mean, big fan of the government anyway. So
yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Rather worry about. I just want them to give everybody the right to grow. I think that, and then you have the right to kill yourself if you want to, and I'll grow mine the proper way. Or I know people who do grow the proper way, and that's the biggest thing: is know your grower, or do your research. It's very important to do your very own research. If you're gonna go get a strain, make sure you know what it's all about. Make sure you know what your numbers are supposed to be, and then I don't even know what to tell you about if it's good or not. Good luck. Good luck. Go to Harvard. I said Harvard. God damn it! I tried the whole show. Havard Labs, and ask them to test it for you. I want to thank you guys so much for coming and hanging with us. You have an open invitation to come back anytime you want. Absolutely. We'd love to have you. Anything else before we go?
Not on my end. I think I'm good.
All right.
Don't trust the science. Make us prove it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Stick around. I want to talk to you for a few minutes.
All right.
Everybody else, peace, love, hugs, and a whole shitload of nugs. Until next time, we out.
Smoke up in the green room. Smoke your worries away. In the green room we'll stay.